Hi there, and welcome back to another Papetti Math YouTube video tutorial, where today I'm going to be teaching you Algebra 1. And in this video, we're going to be looking at our next exercise in our Introduction to Polynomials. It says up top, when you studied linear equations, you worked with y equals mx plus b. When you studied exponential growth and decay, you worked with y equals a times 1 plus or minus r to the power t. And when working with polynomials, you'll be using the standard form of a polynomial. A polynomial in one variable is in standard form when the exponents of the terms decrease from left to right. So in other words, we want to line up our terms so that the highest exponent is first and the lowest exponent is last. So we want our exponents to decrease as we read it from left to right. So in exercise number 3, we're going to be practicing that, and we're going to be placing the following polynomials in standard form. So if we look at part A, we know that part A is not in standard form because we have 3x plus 2x squared plus 9x to the fourth. And if we're taking a look at those exponents, let's first fill in what exponent is really here. This is x to the first power, so that's an exponent of 1. 1 is definitely not the greatest exponent there because the exponents want to decrease as we read them from left to right. And if we're looking at this one, this goes from 1 to 2 to 4. So our exponents are actually increasing from left to right. So we want to put our greatest exponent first. 9x to the fourth power is our term with the greatest exponent. And then after that is going to be the exponent with a 2. So that's going to be 2x squared as our next term. And finally, we have 3x to the first, which is just 3x. So again, in standard form, we have 9x to the fourth plus 2x squared plus 3x. If we're taking a look at part B, we have 4x squared plus 2x to the third minus 7x plus 12. And again, we're looking for which one has the greatest exponent. Again, we had 7x, so that's 7x to the first. And this doesn't have any exponent on it. And that doesn't mean that it's 12 to the first. We're doing these exponents in terms of x's. This is x to the second, this is x to the third, this is x to the first. So this one here is really x to the 0 power, because we should remember from our exponents chapter that anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. So this is really 12 times 1, which is the same thing as 12. So we could fill that in with an x to the 0 if we're stuck on what exponent the 12 has. It has a 0 exponent. So our greatest exponent reading from left to right is going to be the exponent 3 right there. So I'm going to put that term first, 2x to the third. Now my next greatest exponent is the 2, so I'm going to put that term next. That's 4x squared, 3, 2, and then I have an exponent of 1. But be careful because we want to keep the sign in front of the term. So that's a minus 7x. And finally, we have just the 12 left over, so we're going to put that positive 12 on the end. So again, in standard form, this polynomial reads 2x to the third plus 4x squared minus 7x plus 12. Which brings us to part C, our last part of this exercise, where we want to put this in order from greatest exponent to least exponent. So that x squared has the greatest exponent of these three terms. And remember, we want to keep the sign in front of our term. So this is going to be negative x squared. And then we have an x and a constant. So our x's go next. And that's 6x, positive 6x. And then our constant really has that exponent of x to the 0. So that goes last. And that's going to be plus 7. So taking a look at these three, what we've done is we've taken these polynomials and we placed them in this thing called standard form, which is going to be very beneficial to us knowing how to do this and it becoming second nature to us as we begin more complex topics. So we always want to express our polynomials in standard form from this point forward. It will be very, very important to future topics. So if this video is helpful in placing these polynomials in standard form, please give the video a thumbs up. And you're now ready for exercise number 4. Thank you for watching.